Look up to the stars within our galaxy and realize that our planet, our Earth, our home, is the only place that we have. Humanity lives with nature. But is it harmonious? Nature provides us lush green forests that make rich oxygen for us to breathe. Our oceans provide us food and livelihood for over 3 billion people and connect us to each other. The earth does not belong to us. We belong to the earth. Nature is naturally breathtaking. It's pristine, rejuvenating, vibrant, and everything beautiful about Earth. Behind the beauty, we are facing an enormous danger. Plastic pollution is crippling our planet. Like a disease, it spreads rapidly, affecting everywhere it touches. From our lands to our seas, billions of plastic is being produced, which then gets turned into waste almost immediately. Using plastic is inevitable. It's impossible to avoid because it's everywhere in our lives, from our grocery stores to our plastic bags and our water bottles that ultimately end up back onto the ocean, which doesn't degrade, so it turns into microplastics, which get eaten by birds and fish, that get consumed by sea turtles or dolphins, and ultimately infecting them with microplastics. Plastic causes more destruction than good. Single-use plastics may benefit companies and our usage, but it leads to death of wildlife and nature. It's a sad reality we face and we are challenged to overcome. Accountability must be taken. It's a tumbling phenomenon on who is to blame, whether it's corporations or consumers. Plastic can be recycled into a carpet or can be broken down into smaller pieces, but it would always end up finding its way affecting wildlife. A call to action is taking place. An organization called the Greenpeace works together to fight climate change.
So we are here at the Sheraton in Cebu today because the Philippines is hosting the 6th board meeting for the fund responding to loss and damage. And we're here today to demand President Marcos to make polluters pay for escalating climate damages. We know that the Philippines is ground zero for escalating climate impacts, with more than 13% of our GDP losing to climate impacts by 2040. And the costs are escalating. On the losing end, our communities who are at the forefront of the climate crisis, losing their futures and their hopes. Someone should be held accountable. It is the oil and gas companies that continue to reap in humongous profits while denying their responsibility to the climate crisis. Therefore, we call on President Marcos to make polluters pay and demand climate accountability by demanding payment for loss and damage from these big companies, and also hasten the fossil fuel phase out while facilitating the just transition to more sustainable systems. We also call on Marcos to speed up the process to ensure that the Climate Accountability Bill is passed into law. And lastly, we call on President Marcos to explore any and all means necessary to hold these big companies accountable. President Marcos, the time is now. Make polluters pay.
Pollution is a sociological issue because it's caused by human actions and unequal distribution across social groups, reflecting and reinforcing patterns of power, inequality, and cultural values within a society. Under Karl Marx's conflict theory, pollution is seen as a direct outcome of capitalism and the pursuit of profit over environmental protection. The era of industrialization and economic growth has driven us to this point. Major corporations often point fingers at consumerism being the driven factor of pollution. To improve our society from plastic pollution, we should look within ourselves to know what we can do to reduce destruction. You aren't alone in this fight to help the climate. Greenpeace Philippines has been here for 25 years to be hands-on activists to improve our climate and regulations in the Philippines. The best way to improve our society is to reach the children and to stand up together, knowing that as a collective we can make the change that will save our future generations. It's our responsibility right now to work together and improve the life that we know, the only life that we have. Small changes make big impacts, such as using reusable containers instead of single-use plastics, cleaning up our waterways and using proper disposal technique. The call to go green, to reduce plastic, and to recycle is your action to make.